Hello and welcome back to Mimi's Corner. On today's story, Simon Ekpa has been sentenced to 6 years in prison. Today's story is shaking both Nigeria and Finland at the moment. It's about Simon Ekpa, and he has been sentenced to 6 years in prison in Finland. Now, for those who may not know much about him, let's start with some little background. Simon Ekpa is a Nigerian-born lawyer and a political activist who has been living in Finland for years. He became widely known because of his association with the indigenous people of Biafra, also called IPOB. It's a separatist movement in Nigeria. IPOB says it is fighting for an independent Biafran state in the southeast. But over the years, IPOB has been linked to violent clashes, insecurity, and most especially the sit-at-home orders that disrupted life in the region. Schools, businesses, and transports were shut down, and unfortunately many people lost their lives during this period of tension. Ekpa himself, he gained a reputation for making strong broadcasts and issuing directives online from Finland. Nigerian authorities accused him of inciting violence and spreading fear, even though he was far away from the country. So now let's fast forward to these judgments. The Pagersheim District Court in Finland has now officially sentenced Simon Ekpa to 6 years in prison. What exactly were his charges? The court found him guilty of several serious offences. Number 1, terrorism-related offences. The court said he actively encouraged crimes with terrorist intent and also supported the supply of weapons, ammunition, and explosives to separatist groups. 2. Aggravated tax fraud. This was not only about politics. The court also discovered that he was involved in tax evasion, hiding or mismanaging money. Number 3, violation of the Lawyers Act. Since he is trained as a lawyer, the court held that he abused his professional responsibilities and ethics. So that's like 3 offences. This case did not just come out of the thin air. It followed his arrest back in November 2024. After months of investigation, authorities in Finland worked very closely with the Nigerian government, gathering evidences and building a strong case against him. People are reacting to the news. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, said, "The ruling shows clearly that no matter where you are in the world, if you sponsor violence or terrorism in Nigeria, the law will eventually catch up with you." The federal government of Nigeria also praised the judgment, calling it a watershed movement. They believe this ruling will not only bring some peace to Nigeria, but also send a warning to others who may be funding or encouraging insecurity from outside the country. Even the international community, they are watching very closely. For Finland, this case also sends a message that their courts will not allow their country to be used as a base for activities that destabilize another nation. Ordinary Nigerians are also reacting to it, but the reactions are mixed. Some are clapping and celebrating, saying justice has finally been served, and that this will bring relief to the southeast. They hope it will weaken the network of those who incite violence from abroad. Others, however, are asking tough questions. They say sentencing one man does not solve the deeper problems. The southeast is still struggling with unemployment, underdevelopment, and insecurity, and one of the major things that they are really fighting about is the marginalization. They don't feel included. They don't feel like they are Nigerians. You don't want an Igbo person to be the president of the country. You are always segregating them in top positions in the country. You are not putting them there. That is why they are really fighting for separation. Like, oh, let's separate. If you are not going to have us there, if you are going to keep marginalizing us, then let us have our own separate nation. But I think the way Simon Ekpa went about it is really wrong. And the fact that he was not listening to Nnamdi Kanu from prison, because I think it was Nnamdi Kanu that told him that, okay, since I've been arrested, you can continue from where I stopped. And he told them, he gave instructions that, oh, they should listen to Simon Ekpa. But I think when Nnamdi Kanu was not released from prison, he was like, okay, people were not okay with the decisions that Simon Ekpa was making. You have to sit at home on so day to cripple the economy and whatever. People were not okay with it. Igbos were not okay with it. And then you went ahead and gave instructions that anybody that they see that is walking around on the sit-at-home day, they should take them out. That was very wrong. You are fighting for these people. You want them to be free. So why are you buying them? Why are you killing them? Because you want to be free. And you are giving that instruction all the way from far away Finland. I just think that he's trying to fight for the freedom of Biafrans, but he went about it the wrong way. That is what I think anyway. Okay, so they argue that unless the root causes are addressed, removing Simon Ekpa from the picture may not automatically bring peace. And of course, there are Ekpa supporters now, of course, who may see him as a freedom fighter rather than a criminal. They are likely to be unhappy with this ruling, and some may even say he's been silenced for speaking against the Nigerian government. So what's next? There's a possibility that Simon Ekpa could appeal the ruling in Finland. Legal experts say appeal in such cases are common, but for now, the 6-year sentence stands, whether he accepts it or decides to fight it. We'll have to wait and see. But here's the key takeaway for now. Simon Ekpa is heading to prison in Finland, and he will serve 6 years unless an appeal changes things. So, what do you think? Is this true justice for Nigeria, or is it just one step in a much bigger problem? Let's talk about it in the comment section. And please don't forget to like, to share and subscribe so you never miss an update. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.